Hi, everyone. I am here with Kaina, board member for Utopia PDX, and we are here to talk about what Utopia PDX is up to, how they're dealing with the COVID-19 crisis, how you can support and get involved, and we'll just take it from there. Hi, Kaina. How are you?
Aloha, Debra. How are you? I'm great.
Good, good. I appreciate you joining us. This is an unusual year for everybody,
Yes,
and
indeed.
as we were just talking beforehand, we're looking at ways to keep people connected, keep our the spotlight on the work that's happening in our community, on the ground, and all of that, and just making sure that we're able to stay engaged with each other. So
Definitely.
so we're doing these conversations. Um, well, let's start with tell me a little bit about Utopia PDX, what your mission is, um, what you're doing in community, and a little bit about what you're doing, especially right now.
Sure. Well, Utopia PDX formed about 3 years ago, almost exactly 3 years ago, in 2017. And it stands for Utopia is United Territories of Pacific Islanders Alliance, PDX Portland chapter. So we're not the first Utopia. Actually, the first Utopia began about 25 years ago in San Francisco.
Oh, I didn't realize they were that. Okay.
Yeah, so it's been quite a while that Utopia has been in existence, but we just started up our chapter here in Portland about 3 years ago.
Hmm.
There are other chapters, one's up in Seattle that is very active as well. We have a chapter in Las Vegas, in Los Angeles, in San Diego, up in Anchorage, Alaska,
Well,
in Eastern Washington, and New York and Australia. Right now, those are the active uh, chapters. There was one in Hawaii and elsewhere, but they've kind of fallen into inactivity. But yeah, we're quite up and down the West Coast. There's quite a few chapters.
okay.
Um, and for us, we share pretty much the same mission amongst all of the chapters, and that is to provide sacred spaces to strengthen the minds and bodies of cutie pies. We call ourselves cutie pies, or queer and trans Pacific Islanders,
Hmm.
um, in the Portland and Vancouver area. And we do this through, of course, community organizing, political engagement, as well as cultural stewardship, which is a little different from other nonprofits, that
Right.
last part, cultural stewardship. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's been fun trying to do all three things.
Just a few. Just a few.
Yeah.
Um, well, it's thanks for sharing that information. How is COVID-19 impacting what you're doing right now? And normally we'd be getting ready, we're in the season of tabling and festivals and outreach and all of these things. And
Right.
so what's
I mean,
Utopia doing right now?
for us especially,
Hmm.
starting from like the end of April, we're already going into our Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Right.
And so we're already busy doing those types of activities. We've really tried hard to make ourselves known, um, and share with our communities, our Asian and Pacific Islander communities, that we as queer and trans people are here, and, and be visible amongst our communities here in the Portland, Vancouver area. And then there's all these pride events, that happen. And we try to, it's been fun because people want to know who we are,
Hmm.
because we're a fairly new organization still, being just our third year. So a lot of people have invited us over the past couple of years to participate in their pride events so they could learn more about us. And so we're so grateful for the invitations, the hospitality, and of course the thoughtfulness that people have put in to inviting us into their spaces. It's been such a wonderful journey and very uplifting for our people to feel that people care about who we
Nice.
Yeah, and so we were excited to jump right in again into this year's Pride festivities and different events. And of course, last year we held our big Pride Luau, which
Yep.
was a huge success, lots of fun, and people were really looking forward to us again sharing our culture and who we are through that event as well. Unfortunately, COVID-19 happened.
Just a
And we had to,
pandemic.
right, we had to shift everything, our programming, our regular events. We usually have a quarterly event called Talanoa, which
Mm-hmm.
is which means discussion or to a conversation, and we invite all of our different Cutie BIPOC communities and communities of color to come and participate and have discussions with us, learn how we can help each other, learn how we can support each other, and hold space for each other. And that's kind of missing. You kind of, this year is going to be a challenge because we've not had time to commune and break bread with other organizations and our cousins from our other BIPOC and Cutie BIPOC organizations. So that's something that we're very sad about. So we continue to have our Talanoa series. And like I said, we do it quarterly normally, but
Mm-hmm.
we've done one pretty much every week for the past month and a half. And it
Wow.
is, yeah, it is so we can keep the connection with
Right.
not just our PI community open, but also keep it going with the rest of our Cutie BIPOC cousins in our
Yep.
area here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we're disappointed, but at the same time, it's really taught us how to look at the way we do things and really truly being inclusive of everyone, having that, in mind all the time. Because you
Yep.
with digital, it's so hard to do that.
I know we're having lots of the same conversations. How do you take something that's tens of thousands of people and very visible and very in person and put that into the digital world, and how do you make it impactful and meaningful? And so we're having very similar conversations and planning and all of that. It's and we're learning a lot, definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's a big
been
shift.
quite a journey for us too. Um, and we have a new program that we started this year called Leads, which is language, eating, arts, dance, and song.
Okay.
So we were planning on doing these classes to reach out. We were focusing on the Palauan community,
Mm-hmm.
and they were actual dance classes. We are going to have cooking classes, language classes, all of those things to fulfill that last part of our mission,
Mm-hmm.
cultural stewardship. Um, but all of that changed because now we have to do it. We can't do it with each other in the same physical space. We
Mm-hmm.
have to do it online. So that changed a lot of how we have to plan out the rest of our year. We have to completely do things different. And of course, now with the COVID-19 pandemic happening, it caused us to really think about what was important to us at this time and
Yep.
how we could really strengthen our communities. Because now, even beyond just this cultural stewardship, they needed help for very basic necessities.
Right.
And so we've been trying also, we've been very fortunate that people have given us funding to give some of our communities, our BIPOC community, some COVID-19 relief fund
Nice.
money.
Right on.
So yeah, we've been busy distributing that and trying to find out who is in need within our Cutie BIPOC communities
Mm-hmm.
to help them. And of course, trying to rally whoever will help us. And you know what? We love PDX because a lot of people love us. And we have a lot of people that care about our Cutie BIPOC communities. We could always use more, of course, but it's been a blessing and it's been an opportunity for growth for us to really ask what matters most to us and
Yeah.
what matters to our communities, and how do we support and keep our queer and trans people, how do we uplift them even in this time of pandemic?
Right. Exactly. Well, that actually leads me to the next question, which is, how can our community at large um, participate, contact, support, whether that means a donation or volunteering or whatever that looks like. What's the best way for someone to connect and engage with Utopia PDX?
Well, believe it or not, we're now it's considered old school by all the young people, but we've been doing a lot of Facebook Live events. But you know, again, we're trying to be inclusive, so a lot of our people that are my age and up still use Facebook and can navigate through that media,
Mm-hmm.
as well as our young people. And of course, we've started posting YouTube videos. Um, we are going to have more of our Pacific Leads program available to watch on YouTube as well as on Facebook. So
Okay.
right now, going to Utopia PDX on Facebook is one way to contact us. We just launched our website, utopiaportland.org is where you would go to find out more about us. There's our bios for our board members, gives you a gallery of pictures and of
Mm-hmm.
the events that we hold, tells you a little bit more about our mission and the types of things that we do in our community. And I think that we set up a donation button
Okay.
there so that we can accept donations. You can also go directly through Facebook to donate to us. We do have all digital accounts open. You can contact us if you'd like to find out more on how to Venmo us money. that's
And
always welcome.
is your Facebook page, it's Utopia PDX?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
So yeah, please connect with us. And really, the one way that we really want people to show support is get to know us.
Mm-hmm.
Join us on one of the events and listen in. There's been some really amazing conversations and narratives shared, not just about us as queer and trans Pacific Islanders, but also how we interact with the rest of our community and how
Mm-hmm.
we've built that family with our other cutie BIPOC organizations and
Right on.
communities.
Very cool. Well, my final question, um, just thinking in terms of if a message for the community at this time, what would it be? What would you say to our community, just in general? If you have a message for the community, what would that be?
If we talked about this last night at our Talanoa, one of the speakers, if at any time it was important for us to be kind, it's right now. This is where the kindness really counts. This is where we really see each other's true colors and
Yep.
see what kindness really means. Because we've been stripped to the very basic levels of who we are as humans and how we connect with each other. And Debra, I am grateful for the kindness that I feel just through this screen from you. It's amazing, like how kind you are, like, and just observing you at events. It really matters how kind we are, and the less human we make each other, the less
Mm-hmm.
progress we're going to make. So please be
Very much
kind.
so.
Mhm.
Well, I really appreciate that. And, I see the same thing in everyone that I've interacted with from Utopia, just the sense of community, the sense of connection, the sense of wanting to be connected, and that uplifting is evident. And every time I see you, that's what I see. And I very much appreciate that in all of Utopia PDX.
Oh, so grateful for all the support you all have shown us. Thank you. Mahalo.
Thank you. Well, that is the end of our segment. I really appreciate you taking the time to have a conversation with me and share about Utopia. We're really aware of how important Pride is to the visibility of the work happening in our community, and we want to make sure that in the virtual world we're replicating that as much as possible and making sure that people know what you're doing. So I appreciate you talking with me, and I'm glad that you're staying healthy, I hope. And
I'm trying.
great.
I gotta stop cooking, I tell you.
I understand that one. But thank you again for your time, and I will hopefully see you again soon.
Thank you, Deborah. I am proud to stand with you. Happy Pride, everyone. Mahalo.
Thank you.